Hello, race fans, and welcome once again to the Last Night's Racing League. Here are Season 2, round number 12 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Roval configuration. As always, thank you for joining us here on Rice Motorsports TV. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hey, you want to know when we go live, click that notification bell. And well, we're getting ready, just a few minutes left in practice here, and have a pretty good night for racing. A little cool out there, 67-degree air temperature. Boy, the winds are gusting at 10 miles an hour, and track temperature is only 71 degrees. So we're going to see how the guys handle that tonight. And before we head on down to the track here, let's take a quick look at the standings as they go right now. Jesse Thornock is your leader. Dakota Moniz second. Ryan Ferraro in the third position. AJ Green fourth. Adam Elshire moved up three positions to the fifth spot. Colin Forrester, actually that's a tie. They're tied at 358 points apiece, and so there is no sixth place right now. Mike Simone in seventh. Travis Eccles eighth. Jad Cleese ninth, and Austin Hulsey rounds out the top 10. And yet another tie between Austin Hulsey and Greg Moore at 297 each. And I guess you'd have to go back and for the tiebreakers and look at, say, the top fives or top tens to see who would beat that. And I guess in this case you can see Hulsey has more top fives than Greg Moore. And then looking up there with Adam Elshire and Colin Forrester on the tie, it looks like Colin, he would win the tiebreaker on there. Count back there, looking at the top fives there. And let's see who's down on track here tonight as we get ready to wind up practice. Let's bring up the timing tower here and see what kind of times they're going. About 3 minutes left. There's Jad Khalif. He's currently third fastest. Best time is 125.428. Now, of course, road racing probably isn't everybody's cup of tea out there. And, a lot of guys may be more oval track racers than anything. And so it'll definitely be interesting to see how things work out here tonight for a lot of these guys. He's navigating the course pretty good. Let's see who else we see out there. There's Danny Cochran. He's looks like he doesn't have a time yet on the board. Leslie Kieser looked like 11th fastest. A minute 31.296. So I must have went off track somewhere or something, because the last lap didn't even register as an official time. See, there's your points leader, Jesse Thornock, 7th fastest with a 126.105. Boy, this is going to be interesting. This is the first, other than haven't been to a road course in a while. Last one we went to, I believe, was on Watkins Glen, but it's been, I wonder if this is their first road course this season. I have to go look back and see myself. But, man, it's fun to see him at a road course here. There's Sean McLaughlin, 5th fastest, a 125.477. Right on board with him. See how he's getting around the track here. Just made it through the infield there, and going up on the back part of the track. Let's bring up the track map here, and so you can see where folks are. He's in 5th place. I'm sorry, sixth fastest at the moment. Coming around what would be turn 4. And then one of those tricky chicanes there. Navigating that pretty good. Let's see if he picked up his time this time, and he crossed the line, and not sure if it may not have registered a time there, because I believe that time was already there. And it looks like we're go ahead and rolling over to qualifying, so here we go. And there goes McLaughlin now on his way out. Of course, it's private qualifying, so you only see one vehicle at a time. Must be one of the very first trucks out on track, or we were on board with him right when it switched over to qualifying, and he was right there. Making his way through the tricky infield. And it does take a while to get around. Well over a minute to record a timed lap. And he's just now coming around now to, I believe this will just be the start of his actual hot lap. We'll bring up the timing tower and see if anyone else has crossed the line. I believe he'll be one of the first, though. Has to stay on track at all times in order for the lap to count. So far, so good. Making his way out of the infield section. Now through the first chicane. Oh, got a little sideways there. Good save. Oh, and he gets airborne. And he manages to hold on to it. Man, that was a heck of a save there. And he continues on. Oh, boy. Avoided a contact with the wall. Boy, folks, if that's any indication of things that are going to happen tonight, this is going to be a good one. If ever they were battling the track as well as each other, they will be battling the track here tonight. And he crosses the line, which should be the completion of his first hot lap. Well, when he hit that chicane, he got airborne. That may have invalidated the lap. And as you see, he still doesn't have a time on the board. There's Ryan Ferraro showing currently second, the 126.892. Kevin Mahoney Jr., he's a provisional pole sitter with the 122.750. There's your points leader, Jesse Thornock. Currently, now he's in the second position with a 26.881. And boy, nobody is even close to Mahoney right now. Over a 4-second gap to the rest of the pack. Just over 4 seconds. AJ Green is close. He's in second, about 0.3 off of Mahoney's time. Very easy to see the road course specialists here tonight. Oh, and AJ, he gets off the track, and that's going to invalidate that lap, and he couldn't hold on to it at all. And he will continue around. Let's see who else is still out there. Danny Cochran, he's currently 7th fastest. The 128.631. And boy, he's like almost 6 seconds slower than your provisional pole sitter there, Kevin Mahoney Jr. And it looks like we got 9 times on the board. Now, there may be a lot of folks who are not even going to bother to qualify. You know, like I said, road courses are not everybody's forte. Who's on track? There's Lance Hill. He's on track. Oh, he's blinking a little bit. We lost track of him there. And looks like they're going to go ahead and start gridding. As they're gridding up, we're going to go ahead and pause for our national anthem. Okay, the trucks are lining up there for the start, and before they roll out, let's take a look at that starting grid. On the pole, surprise, surprise, Kevin Mahoney Jr., AJ Green second, then we have Sean McLaughlin third, Jad Khalif fourth, Dakota Moniz in fifth, Jesse Thornock sixth, seventh was Ryan Ferraro, Greg Moore is eighth, ninth we have Danny Cochran, then Gerald Space is, rounds out the top 10. David Bonnet is in the 11th position. Now, these guys down here, they didn't put a time out. And then after David is Gary Armijo in 12th. 13th position, we have Leslie Keyser. Lance Hill, 14th. Charles Roberson, 15th. Mike Simone, 16th. And 17th, Colin Forrester. And Adam Ailshire rounds out the field in the 18th position. And pace car is bringing them around through the field here, making their way through the infield. Boy, this is going to be exciting to watch here, folks. And as they're coming around, I want to thank our sponsors, as always, for their support. Being McConey's setup shop. Butt kicker, feel what you've been missing. And Monster Tech, simulation design made in Germany. And you can see they still have a ways to go. They've just made it through the infield, and now they're heading around the backstretch. And boy, I tell you, folks, I think this is truly going to be a challenge for these guys. Some of these guys out here tonight, and looking at the times from qualifying, it looks like right now it looks like the only challenge that Mahoney has may be AJ Green. And if you can keep it on track. Now, and who's to say what happened with the guys at the back there that didn't qualify? They may have elected just to start it. I don't know. Sometimes folks will decide, well, you know, I may not this is not my specialty, so I'll just start at the back. Or sometimes folks say, you know, I'm gonna stay back there and wait till it some folks have some problems and clear out the field a little bit. But either way, we're going to find out here very shortly. They're making their way through what would be turns 3 and 4 on the main track. The pace car will, when they get down to that chicane, I believe that's where the pace car will shoot on the pit road. There he goes right now. And they have one more chicane to get through, and then we will be racing. And boy, the green flag is out already, and they've got to get through there. Mahoney gets through there. And I'm not sure if AJ Green jumped the start or not. It looks like he might have. He did. AJ Green is showing. Boy, he really, I thought they'd go on green, and Mahoney, he was really slow on the start there. So AJ Green is your leader as they take off lap number 1 here. And he is now, he's racing along. There's Kevin Mahoney there right behind them. Can't wait to see what's going to happen here once they get up ahead of steam and get going. I think Mahoney was about 0.3 of a second quicker than him in qualifying. The qualifying is one thing, racing is another. And there's a couple of different layouts. There's also I believe it's a 2018 version where the chicanes aren't as severe, but they have the I guess this is the latest configuration where they have those very severe chicanes that they must navigate. And right now it does look like it's a 2-horse race right at the moment, folks. And Mahoney, he is reeling him in there, less than half a second. He is right there, folks. And Kevin, just like that, Kevin Mahoney is going to move right past AJ Green into the lead. Well, AJ, I think, you know, if they give bonus points for leading the lap, I think he did get across the line before Mahoney caught him. Now the battle is on to see if AJ can keep up here. There's Mahoney. There's AJ Green trying to hang on. And he's right there. He's closing in on the 66. And of course, the opportunities to pass will come on these long straights here, coming down to the first of the 2 chicanes. It'll be key how quick you can navigate your way through those chicanes for sure. And these two have already put 2.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. AJ trying his best to hang in there with Kevin Mahoney Jr. Putting up a great battle here. But there is a little over a second gap now, and you know, this is a battle of longevity too, folks, and who can keep up this pace. Right now he's not able to maintain pace with the 66 car. Let's look a little further back. There's Sean McLaughlin. He's in the 3rd position there, and he's got Jad Khalif close behind him. That's a nice battle there, about 0.8 of a second. Jad Khalif trying to close in on the 28 machine. Got to ease your way through this tricky course here. There's Khalif. The gap now is just over a second. It would just dip. It's fluctuating between a second and 1.1 now. It was 0.9. But just like AJ Green trying to keep up with Mahoney, you know, Jad Khalif, he keeps fluctuating between just under and just over a second. So right now he's doing a slightly better job of keeping up with Sean McLaughlin than AJ Green is keeping up with Kevin Mahoney Jr. So a good battle here. And I tell you, you cannot make mistakes, folks, on a road course. You know, obviously you can't be saved by a caution. Oh, and they get together. Oh, man, collision there for Sean McLaughlin. Collides. Oh, no, look at the damage on Sean McLaughlin. He ran right into the 48 of AJ Green, and now he's going to have to limp around. They had just passed pit road exit. He is going to have to limp around. I believe they have one faster pair. Oh, man, such a tough deal for the 28 machine there. Try to make it back to pit road and use a fast repair quickly and get back underway. Green, he is not showing as much damage. I think he was T-boned actually, so no real engine damage. He is off pace there a little bit. And what's up with Kevin Mahoney Jr.? Something happened to him as well. Jad Khalifa is in the. I wonder if the two of them spun or something, because Jad Khalifa is now in the lead. Sean McLaughlin, he's still going around the track now, all the way back to the 8th position. Man, it's a long, and he is just getting now through turns 3 and 4. And boy, that happened at the worst possible moment for him to have to. Now he's finally making his way down the pit road and going to get down there. And AJ Green is also on pit road as well. Both him and Sean McLaughlin. We're also showing Gary Armijo on pit road. I wonder how long he's been there. They're the only 3 that we're seeing on pit road at the moment. Your leader is Jad Khalifa, and boy, he's got a 3.2 second lead over Kevin Mahoney Jr. Jad Khalifa taking advantage of some calamity between the leaders there. And at Gerald Space, I think we saw him on pit road. Apparently he had crashed. And I don't know if he was towing it or what. Let's go back and take a quick pick and see quick peek and see what happened to Gerald. And there he is in the 8 truck going through the middle section. Oh, and he went around and he didn't hit hard. He just nosed it into the wall, and he was able to continue on. Oh, and he was trying to get going again and got on the gas a little too quick. And finally getting it underway once again. Let's take it back live here. Jad Khalifa continues to lead. That lead now is 2.8 seconds. It is starting to come down. Kevin Mahoney Jr. is right there, and he can see the leader right there in front of him. Boy, I tell you, this is going to be a tough one. 35 laps. We're already 6 laps in. Great battle forming here. Let's look at third place is Dakota Moniz. Now he's over 9 seconds behind Mahoney, and but he is in the third position. His teammate Ryan Ferraro is a little bit further back. He's almost 9 seconds behind his teammate in the 4th position. You can see on the track map how spread out this entire field is, but look at first and second place now going into turn 3. Look at how much further they are ahead of third place, and Khalifa, he's starting to get some company there. Still 1 point. It's less than 2 seconds now. 1 point now. It's just over 2 seconds. And can he stay ahead of Kevin Mahoney, who is your pole sitter? This is going to be fun to watch here, folks. Let's bring up the lap time history here and take a look and see what we can see there. Jad Khalifa now, we're on lap 5 and lap 6. Mahoney, you can see how much quicker he was than the 22. Only one of those one of the last 6 laps was Khalifa quicker. And of course, the gap is still 1.5 seconds at the moment. We'll see what happens this time when they cross the line. Boy, Kevin Mahoney, he is really closing in when they cross. Oh, and Jad Khalif almost overdrives it, goes into the wall. And that was just from the first chicane. Starting to feel the pressure now from the 66 truck. And the rest of the field is spread out, but we're going to take a look at some of the other guys too and see how they're faring through here. Coming through that second chicane there, coming to the line. And that particular time, Kevin Mahoney was 0.7 of a second quicker than Jad Khalif, so he is clearly running him down without a doubt. Let's go to Mahoney here and look at his times. And you can see he's clearly reeling him in without a doubt. And and this is a situation where he may only have to just put pressure on the 22. If he pressures him into a mistake, we'll see what happens. He might challenge him for a pass right here as they go down the back stretch. He's not quite close enough to try a pass. Here they're going now into that first chicane. They're coming up on a lapped truck there. Couldn't see quite who that was. I think it was Gary Armijo. Now they're making their way through turns 3 and 4 of the main course. Still not close enough to attempt a pass. And Gary Armijo, that was good of him. He got out of the way as the leaders came by. Jad Khalif, he'll lead that lap, starting lap number 9, still in the lead. But boy, Kevin Mahoney Jr. is right there. We are going to break away and catch some of the other drivers battling out there. There's a nice battle between 6th, 7th, and 8th Brewing. We were just trying to hang on here just to see if there might be a pass coming here. And I never talked to any of the guys to find out who enjoys road courses and who doesn't. And right now it looks like Jad Khalif and Kevin Mahoney Jr. are the ones who are enjoying this pretty much more than anybody else. And having very good success at it. Dakota Moniz is 17 seconds behind the leader. That gives you an idea of the pace that these two are setting. The blistering pace. Boy, I tell you, that wall, that inside wall there going through that chicane, just reaching out for the 22. Mahoney there blinking just a little bit. And he gets it wrong. He's going to have to slow down. That's going to be a penalty. He's going to have to slow down and get back some of that time, and that's going to hand the lead to Kevin Mahoney Jr. He tried to hold on, but now Mahoney's in front. When you jump the track like that, cut the track, iRacing will automatically hand you a time penalty. It'll tell you how many seconds or tenths of a second you need to give back, and you have to lift until that time has been satisfied. But he is still right there. Now the question begs, hey, can he keep up with the 66 machine? And while we're doing it, let's go ahead and go back in the field here. There was a battle going there, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Now, Charles Roberson, he's in the 6th place now. He's got 4 seconds ahead of Jesse Thornock. It's a little bit closer battle somewhat there between Thornock and David Bennett. Only 1.9 seconds between him and the 51 truck. And there he is making his way in. There's David Bonnet right there trying to catch the 14 of Thornock. We have now Gary Armijo is on pit road again. And actually, Lance Hill, Colin Forrester, and Adam Ailshire are not showing. They're showing as retired, looking at the timing and scoring there. So they may have just opted, you know what, who knows, they might have did a start and park, you know, and so, you know, this is just not my cup of tea here. There's David Bonnet showing a lot of damage on that 51 truck already. Currently running in the 8th position. There's Sean McLaughlin. We saw him have that early collision there with, who was it? It was with AJ Green. Green's actually down in 13th position now. McLaughlin inside the top 10. Actually, Team Shibata running 8th, 9th, and 10th, and Gerald Space is in 15th. So 3 of their team are in the top 10 there. His teammate Bonnet's 3 seconds ahead. Greg Moore is 6 seconds behind him. See, there's Greg. He's already showing some damage as well on that 10 truck, but he's persevering on. It looked like only the right rear is damaged on his truck. Let's take a quick look up here at the leaders. And Mahoney's pace, that withering pace that he's setting right now, Jad Khalif can't quite keep up with him. He's about now 3 seconds behind the 66 truck, trying his best to maintain pace. I believe they have one additional set of tires. Let's see, they're running 70% fuel, one faster pair. And I was talking to Jad earlier. He said they have one set of tires. I'm thinking he meant one additional set of tires for the 35-lap event. So yeah, we'll see how things go here. That gap is continuing on. Kevin Mahoney Jr. now over 3.5 seconds ahead of the 22 of Jad Khalif, and he doesn't have anybody ahead of him right now. I think that looks like the 23 of Leslie Keyser right there in front of him. I think he's showing on the lead lap, but he'll probably be getting lapped here very shortly. He's going to stay to the high side. Clearly no match for the 66 as he whisked right on by down to the final chicane to start the next lap. He just completed lap, I forgot what lap that is, but we're 23 laps remaining already. Doesn't sound like a lot, but on a road course, yeah, that's still quite a ways to go here. Only making a good time here. As we ride along with him, watching him navigate this course, very smooth. And that's what you have to be. You have to be very smooth and consistent. You have to run very smooth, consistent lap times. Let's look at his lap times. His best was a 1:23.619. His last lap was a 1:25. Of course, you know, he encountered some lap traffic, so that's going to that'll probably make this lap slower than his best as well. But he's got a lot of clear space ahead of him now. He may be able to put up a new personal best lap time, which most likely will also be the fastest lap of the race at this point. Now racing down to the second and final chicane. Good entry and exit there, able to keep his momentum up. His last lap was a 1:26.268, 3 seconds off of his personal best. Ryan Ferrari, he's fourth fastest. He's 10 seconds behind his teammate Dakota Moniz, 11 seconds ahead of Danny Cochran. There's Danny right there running in the fifth spot. Now he is about 3 seconds behind, ahead of Charles Roberson, Roberson there in the 6th position. Very close to his personal best lap time there. 126.477. The last one was 126.812. Let's see what happens across the line this time. And he wasn't able to match his best lap of the race that particular time. A little further back in the field. Oh, he just passed. I couldn't tell who that was. He just passed. Was that David Bonnet? No, that wasn't David Bonnet. I wasn't sure. He passed somebody going slow on track. Couldn't quite tell who that was. There's Jesse Thornock. He's only lost 1 position since the start of the race. And as you can see on the track map, let's look at 5th place Danny Cochran here. That's one of the closest battles on track at the moment, and that is almost 2.5 seconds between him and Charles Roberson. Let's compare their lap times there. See what they're doing there. Let's switch that over to him and Roberson. Now he's been quicker. Roberson's actually been quicker than Cochran in the last 4 laps, and only on lap 13 was Cochran quicker. He was half a second quicker than the 94 machine. But boy, he has closed up there. Look at Roberson is right there, and I think he's going to go for the pass. Roberson was 2.7 seconds quicker, and now he does move into the 6th position. Charles Roberson now picking up that spot there. Cochran was 2.7 seconds slower than Roberson on that last lap. So Charles Roberson is on the move here, but he's got a ways to go before he can catch Ryan Ferraro. Only 20 laps remaining. It's 15 seconds. You can see the gap is slowly coming down, but you know what? Cochran isn't done with him just yet. Cochran's right there, less than half a second away. This is one of the closest battles on the track. Oh boy, here they come down here to the first chicane. Let's see if the 94 can stay ahead of him. Looks like he will. He got to be careful not to hit that wall. Got a little bit of damage on the front of that vehicle, but he's able to keep it going, and he loses some momentum. Here comes the 2 machine. Cochran on the high side as they go through turns. Where are they? Turns 3 and 4. Final chicane coming out of there, and they come to the line. Boy, Danny Cochran once again back into the 5th spot. They are battling hard for that top 5 position. Definitely one of the closest battles on track. Kevin Mahoney Jr. Leads Jad Khalif by 6 seconds now. And boy, they are right there. And I think he ran wide, and looks like Roberson got by once again. So the position has changed once again. Danny Cochran back to the 6th spot. With Roberson in that 5th position. Let's see how long they can keep this up. Now that'll be interesting if when it said 1 set of tires, if he actually meant only the tires that you start the race on. That could be interesting. Oh, looks like the 2 car got a little squirrely there. Oh, and he gets super close to that wall coming out of that first chicane. Trying his best to mount an attack on that 94 machine once again. You want to get as close as you can, but you've got to respect the boundaries of that track. Make sure you don't cut like we saw Jad Khalif cut the course one time and iRacing will hand you that slowdown penalty that you have to slow down and they'll give up that time gain. Cochran losing a little bit of ground now, 1.5 seconds to Charles Roberson. Roberson doing a good job here to stay ahead of the 2 truck. The gap is now just about 2 seconds. Oh, and he blinked out on us. There he is, he's back. Let's check on some other drivers. There's Sean McLaughlin still running in the 8th position. Right now, we're still showing 9 trucks on the lead lap. His teammate Greg Moore is a lap down. Mike Simone is 1 lap down. Keyser is 1 lap down. Armijo is 5 laps down, but he's still running. And even AJ Green, along with Space Hill, Forrester, and Aylshire, have all put their trucks behind the wall. 18 laps remaining. Kevin Mahoney Jr. with a clear lead, now 7 seconds ahead of Jad Khalif, who's still on track and clear sailing, no threat from behind at all. Then in the 3rd position, there's Dakota Moniz. He's holding on to 3rd position, and teammate Ryan Ferraro's in the 4th spot. No challenge for him either. And then here we are back with Roberson. Roberson now getting the better of Danny Cochran, over 4 seconds ahead of the 2 truck. And just as I say that, he spins. Where's Cochran at? And he's going to go right by the 94. Oh man, Charles Roberson just threw away that 5th position. Now he's going to have to play catch up with 17 laps remaining. And you know what the thing about playing catch up, you're trying to maintain a good steady pace, but then when you start pushing it, trying to catch up, you know, you might navigate through a section of the course a little bit less comfortable pace than what you want to. But man, his work is cut out. He was ahead of Cochran there by about 4 seconds, and now he's 4 seconds behind the 2 truck and racing hard to see if he can catch Danny Cochran and make sure he doesn't hit the wall. You can see there he is right there, and there's Cochran right there. So not that gap has already gone down less than 3 seconds. So he is once again trying to reel in the 2 machine. And there's Danny on pit road. Let's see if Roberson's also on pit road. They're coming in together. Most likely going to get fuel and probably especially tires, I would think, maybe. Roberson down to his spot. Cochran already in his spot. He was already there. You would think that right side's going on there. And I wonder if Roberson's, okay, his left sides are going on. Cochran's still getting his. He's down and away. And there's Roberson also down and away. And Cochran, he just does get out ahead of him. That gap now just under 3 seconds. They both had to make very good pit stops. No errors on pit road, and he was able to accomplish that. Now we're only showing 4 cars on the lead lap at this moment. You wonder, your top 3 have not stopped at all. Mahoney, Khalif, and Moniz have not stopped at all. Greg Moore hasn't stopped either. Leslie Keyser, he was one of the only other trucks not to stop. He's down on pit road now himself, making his way down. And but there's Roberson. He's right there trying to catch Cochran. It's less than 2.5 seconds now. And looks like Cochran having to deal with some lap traffic there. Oh, and Roberson trying so hard to catch him. Boy, I tell you, that inside wall of that first chicane, that has to be the most threatening obstacle for these drivers out there. Because obviously you have no wall here on this chicane. Boy, I tell you, that first one, if you get it wrong, you will pay heavily. And boy, look at him just reel in Danny Cochran here. And I'm sure Cochran is feeling the pressure. They've got Jesse Thornock, one of the lap trucks, up there ahead of him. But man, he is about to get some major pressure from the 94 right here. Oh, and look at that. Roberson gets a little squirrely, trying to put more pressure on the 2 truck. Cochran trying to maintain his consistency here, not overdrive through the infield section here. May be in trouble as they get on the straight. Let's see what happens as they make their way out. Trying to put the power down as quickly as they can. And now it's just like racing on a regular oval in this part here. Can Roberson get up there and get a pass before the chicane? Not quite. And they want to go fast, but boy, they got to watch that wall, and they got close, and they both made it through. Man, what a race between the 2 truck and the 94. Racing down to that last chicane. Who's going to get there first? It looks like the 2 would have the better line. You know, that's not going to work, folks. And look at the 94 muscle his way through. Charles Roberson just literally just said, you know what, that's my turn, I'm taking it. He actually might have had a little bit better line going through there. And it just forces his way back up into the 6th position. Danny Cochran now is behind him once again in 7th. And 14 is still a lot of laps good to go for. 14 laps remaining. Cochran's like, okay, maybe Roberson will spin again. And that's one thing he has to not do. He's got to keep that truck on track so as not to give Cochran another opportunity. Got a little squirrely coming out of the infield there. But he is opening up that gap now, 1.5 seconds to Cochran. And now he has he has somebody in front of him. That's Jesse Thornock. He's not on the lead lap. Boy, they get close to that inside wall as they come out of that chicane. But the gap is increasing now, just about 2 seconds. And as I say that, it closes down once again. Here he goes through the second and final chicane. Hitting those rumble strips just right. Those sausage curves. Getting those tires airborne there. Well, that gap is now over 3 seconds. Any little area where you're slower will be magnified, especially on a road course. I think that was Gary Armijo. Yeah, that was Gary Armijo just moving to the side. There's a lavender truck, I think it was, so that the lead trucks can get through there. Oh no! And Cochran goes in the grass, trying to get it, and he continues on, but he lost a ton of time there. Now 6 seconds behind the 94 machine. So that's going to give Charles Roberson plenty of breathing room with 13 laps remaining. And let's see. And Jesse Thornock and Roberson, actually, that's not a lapped car. They're battling for position there. Jesse Thornock's in the 5th position. And Charles Roberson's actually battling with him there. So that is actually a battle for position. Now, Thornock was a lap down, but while we were watching all of that, your leaders had come in and pitted. Kevin Mahoney Jr., Jad Khalif, and Dakota Moniz. They all pitted on lap 20. Ryan Ferraro and Jesse Thornock pitted two laps earlier. So now Roberson has to see if he can make his way past the 14 truck of Jesse Thornock, who's running in the 5th spot. And right now, Thornock is holding his own, maintaining almost a 2.5 second gap from the, from the 94 truck. See, there he is, and there's, he almost, from that angle, it looked like he did. He got into the wall just a little bit, trying his best. And that gap between him and Cochran is also coming down. Now there's a lap truck between him and Thornock at the moment. That's Kaiser up there. You can see him right there. Cochran now is only 5.9 seconds behind Robertson. And Jesse Thornock, though, is about, looks like about maybe a good 2 seconds ahead of him. He's going to have to get around the 23 there quickly. Looks like he will going into that turn number 1. Okay, let's compare their lap times here and see what's going on here. Let's put it there with Thornock. Okay, on the last lap, now that was probably him trying to get around the lap traffic. He was 7/10 slower than, actually Jesse Thornock was 7/10 slower than him. And they've been trading faster laps back and forth between lap 19 and 23, as you can see there. He's 1.3 seconds behind the 14 there. And we'll see what happens when they complete lap 24. They're on lap 24 right now. We'll see what happens as they cross the line. Boy, he really closes up there. Thornock gets out of that chicane good, gets back on the power. But that gap is coming down, folks, now less than a second. Charles Robertson is definitely making a move for the top 5 position here. It may happen on this next lap. And he might even happen right now. They crossed the line, and he was, Thornock was Thornock was over a second slower, and just like that, Cochran goes right on by, Robertson goes right on by the 14 and moves into the 5th position. That last time around, he was 1.4 seconds quicker as far as his lap time than Jesse Thornock on that last lap. Man, there's some great battling going here. Let's jump on board with Jesse Thornock now in the 6th position. Oh, and he really had to get out of it there to keep from getting into that wall. 10 laps remaining. Kevin Mahoney continues to lead this race. Jad Cleese second, Dakota Moniz third, and they're well spaced out. So you know, right now Mahoney's got this race well in hand. As he crosses the line. And boy, I tell you, Charles Robertson was 1.4 seconds quicker than Jesse Thornock that particular lap. So yeah, and that gap is now opened up to 2.5 seconds. So Charles Robertson's got clear sailing here right now. But boy, he is like 22 seconds behind Ryan Ferraro. And I think that would be I don't know. You would think that would be only 9 laps to go. I don't think he can quite catch that. You know, that would be something if he were to catch that. But you can see on the last 3 laps, you can see how much quicker he was than Ryan Ferraro. 0.044, 0.3, and 0.2, or might as well say almost 0.3 on the lap 25 there, compared to the 12 truck. Oh, and he gets it wrong right there. He's gonna cut the course. He may have a little bit of a slowdown penalty there. And where's Jesse at? There's Jesse right there. Now, he wasn't close enough to capitalize on that mistake by Robertson. Let's go up to Ryan Ferraro, and we'll compare his times to Roberson. Roberson, he lost some time there, I think, probably when he had that off, and that's why he lost so much time to Ferraro that particular time. But before that, the 3 laps before that, Roberson was clearly quicker, catching him as much as 0.3 of a second, especially on lap 24, and just about on lap 25 there as well. But with now only 8 laps remaining, boy, that would be a super tall order to catch Ferraro, unless something unfortunate. And he's had to slow down and regain control. The gap's now like 23 seconds, 22 seconds, make it 20. He had to slow down quite a bit there and get control of that truck once again. Can he hold on for 8 laps? Because Roberson's 18 seconds behind, and now 8 laps remaining. We'll see what now this next time by Roberson's bound to be quicker, because Ferraro did have an error there. Let's see as when he gets across the line. And well, yeah, that cost him about 3 seconds. It cost Ryan Ferraro 3 seconds there in his gap. And you can see in the gap there on the relative, that gap is now 19 seconds. Gary Armijo, he's several laps down. He's directly behind Ferraro, but Roberson is closing it down, but now between 18 19 seconds. Right now, he just has to keep it on track for sure. Let's look up the front here. Kevin Moniz and Khalif was just a tick quicker than him on that last lap, but boy, I tell you, he's 17 seconds behind. And now Cochran himself is just went a lap down. And that's Greg Moore about to go a lap down. I think Moore. Oh, Greg Moore in trouble. Got down into the wall there, and he's down at the bottom of the track. Looks like everybody's going to get by okay. Jesse Thornock, he's still running in 6th position. Cochran was just a tick quicker than him on that last lap. But he's 10 seconds behind Thornock, so 7 laps remaining. He's going to try to hold on to that 6th position. Let's see where Roberson is. And let's see in relation to Ryan Ferraro. Ferraro is actually quicker that time. 9/100ths of a second quicker than Roberson. And the gap is quite a bit of a gap. Roberson in that 5th spot. And you can even see on the track map, Ryan Ferraro, he's a good quarter of a lap easily ahead of the 94 machine there. Let's check in on Jad Khalif. Khalif having a very good run here tonight. Got out there in the lead for a little bit, and then Mahoney ran him down and ran off into the sunset, but Jad Khalif has not had any other challengers since then. 3rd place Dakota Moniz is like, wow, a good 30-some seconds behind him. The last 2 laps, he was actually quicker than, let's see, he was actually quicker than Kevin Mahoney Jr. on the last couple of laps, 3 laps remaining, but that gap is still 17 seconds. So that unless Mahoney were to spin or wreck or something like that, it'd be virtually impossible for him to really close in. Let's check back here with Charles Roberson. Roberson's in 5th position trying to catch Ryan Ferraro. Ferraro was a little slower that time, the last lap, lap 29. over half a second slower to the 94 machine, but still the gap is such that it would just, they're all spaced out quite well here. So, you know, other than a wreck, you know, all of these guys could afford a little bit of a bobble here and there. Oh boy, he almost became one with the wall there, and he blinked out on this there a little bit. Let's back to Cochran here. He's about to make his way down through that same chicane. Let's see how he gets through there. Getting super close. Good grief. Trying his best. Cochran running in that 7th position. And he's actually 4 seconds behind Jesse Thornock. And actually, you know what? Somewhere along, let's see, where is, yeah, okay, yeah. Jesse Thornock, he's running in the 6th position. And let's see. Cochran's a little over 4 seconds behind him. Let's look at Charles Roberson, who's in front of him there. That's Mike Simone. He's a lap down. 4 laps remaining. Let's check on Ryan Ferraro. He's still motoring along here pretty good. He's got lap car David Bonnet, who's in 9th position. Looks like 1, 2, 3 Larson Line Motorsports trucks are in the top 10. Obsidian Edge Racing there, I believe that's Jad Khalif, and he's the only one in the top. I take that back. Mike Simone is also running 10th. He's running 10th, but yet he's still, you know, representing the team there. Obsidian Edge Racing. They have 2 trucks in the top 10. And there's Kevin Mahoney Jr. Now we're showing 4 trucks on the lead lap. Him, Khalif, Moniz, and Ferraro. Roberson is a lap down now. He just lapped Roberson not too long ago. There's Roberson in the foreground there. He just lapped him. There's Roberson. Oh, and he's getting it wrong. This is not the time to be doing that. Oh boy, and Jesse Thornock is right there. Oh my goodness, there's Thornock say, yeah. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that, folks, sorry. Jesse Thornock trying to make a race of it. He is a little over a second behind Roberson, trying to see if he can mount some pressure on that 94 truck, pressure him into a mistake here. Here we go through the chicane. Roberson gets through. Thornock gets through okay. Boy, they're battling it out. Great battle here to go. There's Roberson. He crossing the line. Jesse Thornock, boy, he was 9/10 of a second quicker than Roberson that last time when they crossed the line, probably because of that spin that he had. Now he's got to get around. If he's going to catch him, he's going to have to get around. Who was that in front? Whoops, sorry folks, didn't mean to hit that. This is just getting exciting here. Okay, there's no one between him and Roberson, but boy, he's like 2.2 seconds behind the 94. Only have a couple of laps to go, so quickly running out of time here. There he is. There's Roberson right there. And he makes his way through. Kevin Mahoney Jr. making his way around to the final chicane. And he gets through there. He'll take the white flag this time around. White flag is in the air for the 66 machine. A little further back, there's Jad Khalif. He's making his way around to the final chicane now. He gets through there cleanly. And he will take the white flag as well. Next up would be Dakota Moniz. Been having a pretty quiet race, but hey, that's okay. He still has a little ways to go before he gets around there to the white flag. And Charles Roberson, he's in the wall there a little bit. That gap is 2 seconds. There he is, and there's Jesse Thornock, still not able to quite get close enough to him. And while they're battling, here's Kevin Mahoney Jr. now making his way through the final chicane here. He is going to come through here. He is going to come around and take this checkered flag, and a strong victory tonight. Kevin Mahoney Jr. is your race winner. And there's Jad Khalif making his way now through the final chicane. He will come home second. There's Dakota Moniz. He's making his way around as well. Now, I think that's the first chicane, so he has a ways to go. But Kevin Mahoney Jr. is your race winner here tonight at the Charlotte Roval. And a lot of racing still going on, folks. He may not have time to do a donut right now because there's guys still trying to race back to the line here. Let's see, Cochran, let's see. I think he might have already finished. I think they might have already crossed the line here, perhaps. Let's see. There he is. David Bonnet just crossed the line. And the rest of the field is making their way across. Kevin Mahoney taking a victory lap there. Kill a few cones. Doesn't matter now. As the rest of the field has made it through, and now he finally is able to get to the start-finish line and enjoy a few celebratory donuts there. Oh boy, man, what a race, what a race. And let's go ahead and let's see. Let's go ahead and get everybody up to the victory lane here. We'll move Kevin Mahoney up there. And now we got to find Jad and Dakota here. Let's see. There's Dakota. We'll move him up. Got to go find Jad Khalif. There he is there. And we'll head on down to victory lane with the rest of the guys here. Okay, folks, we're down here in victory lane with your top three: Kevin Mahoney Jr., Jad Khalif, and Dakota Moniz. Hey, Kevin, you got a copy? Oh, mic check. Oh, let me check something here. Make sure we got everything turned up here. Let's see. Say something again there, Kev.
Hear me?
Yep, I got you now. Hey, man, boy, I tell you, what a commanding job you did there tonight, man. Congratulations. I mean, you had that truck on rails, and I mean, that you just made it look easy tonight.
Thanks. I'll probably never be able to do that again, and drive this course, and I did it there on lap 2 or 3 or whatever. And as soon as Jad got ahead of me, you know, he's pretty good through those technical parts, and I was a little worried there. So
Yeah, but you eventually you ran him down and got ahead of him and was able to set a pace that he just wasn't able to quite match. Never lapped him or anything, but I mean, but still made a good strong response to him getting ahead of you there. And but yeah, man, I tell you, that the truck felt pretty good out there, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. You definitely lose the front end there, and after a couple laps, burning the tires down. But I was thinking is like this race I think was supposed to be last week, and I was supposed to miss it because of work, and
Oh,
it's nice.
man, that's good. I guess you're saying, wow, the timing is everything, isn't it? Do you think you're kind of do you like road courses? Because I know this is probably not everybody's. Not everybody may not be as strong on a road course as an oval track.
I don't feel I'm all that great at them. I don't see myself as a ringer by any means. I try to run a couple of the official races and just, terrible or whatever. So I don't know, something just clicked tonight, and I probably won't be able to do it again.
Hey, never say never. But congratulations, man. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, our sponsors, Butt Kicker, Monster Tech, Maconi Setup Shops, you in the booth, and Jad for putting the league together, and it's a lot of fun, and see you next week.
10-4, man. Congratulations. We'll let you go celebrate. Hey, Jad, you got a copy? Is he still there? Let me check and see if he's still. I think he's still in the channel. Yeah.
Hey, do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah. Hey, man, I tell you, you led some laps, and boy, you had a good race anyway. I mean, you finished second, but man, a strong performance tonight. And were you? How were you feeling about going into this road course race tonight?
I mean, I love road courses, so I was pretty stoked. I didn't have enough practice, in my opinion, because I had like 5 or maximum 10 laps of practice here.
Wow.
But yeah, I did my best. I had a chance once. Kevin, I think it was like in the lap 3 or 4. He spun out and I passed him. I was like, oh, maybe I have a chance to win this. And then you see him coming back in the rear view mirror. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. He was just too fast tonight.
I tell you, man, but you were the only one that could keep pace with him there for a while, and like I just said a moment ago, he lapped almost the whole field except top 4 or 5 there, and definitely were able to. You kept yourself out of contention with anybody else. No, you had no pressure at all, and ran a solid race, man. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, everybody that's watching the broadcast, you for putting up the broadcast, and everybody that races in the league, and all of our sponsors here in our league.
10-4, man. Well, congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Next week, Tony.
Hey, Dakota, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
Hey, man, I tell you, that's another good finish for the team. You got 2 in the top 10, 2 in the top 5, actually. You and Jesse finished 3 and 4, and overall, not a bad night for Larson Line Motorsports, right?
Yeah, not too bad at all. That was the goal, just to get the trucks home with clean finish, and we were able to do that.
How you like road course racing? 'Cause I know, sometimes I hear folks say they're not too crazy about the Roval and whatnot, or maybe road course racing in general.
I mean, for the most part, I'm not the best at it, but I'm starting to enjoy it a little bit more, and definitely enjoyed flinging the truck around this track. That's for sure.
10-4. Was it more of a thing? Did the tires, were they a factor at all? Because I know you guys went pretty deep into the run before you stopped.
Yeah, you could definitely feel the differences from the first run when you came down pit road and got new tires. You definitely feel the difference. So yeah, I think tires are fairly important.
10-4, man. Well, congratulations again. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Just shout out to you in the booth and all the sponsors, and of course my teammates and Jad for putting the league on.
10-4, man. Well, congratulations, and we will see you all next week.
All right, sounds good, Tony. Take it easy.
10-4. See you later.
All right.
Okay, folks. Well, I tell you, that is going to do it for us here tonight, and let's go ahead and bring up the final order here. And we have Kevin Mahoney Jr., your winner, Jad Khalif second. In third place, we have Dakota Moniz, Jesse Thornock 4th, Danny Cochran 5th, Charles Roberson 6th, Sean McLaughlin 7th, Ryan Ferraro in 8th position, David Bonnet 9th, Mike Simone rounds out the top 10, and Greg Moore 11th, Leslie Kaiser 12th, Gary Armijo 13th, AJ Green 14th, Gerald Space in the 15th position, 16th we have Lance Hill, 17th Colin Forrester, and Adam Elshire in the final 18th position. And boy, I tell you, that was something, man. And we really we want to thank you for joining us as always for the race. And I tell you, that was a great race. And as always, appreciate everyone being here. And we'll see you next time. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next time on track. Have a pleasant evening.